Stacked up tight, nice and slow pace. Jimmy Bird on a turn 4. The green is in the air. At B&D Motorsports 15 leads him down into turns 1 and 2. A little bump already developing in the middle of turns 1 and 2 as well. On the chase right now, Ron Brown trying to maintain that line. He's got the groove he wants. Randy Lovell is searching for his, hanging that back end down on the exit of turn 4. Mistake by Ron Brown on the exit of 4 through turns 1 and 2, side by side. Randy Lovell to the inside, Ron Brown up high. Lovell's going to get the run out of the bottom of 2 and the advantage into turns 3 and 4. Now Ron Brown on the 58 has to go back to the drawing board to find something to work in his favor to gain some ground on the 83 of Randy Lovell. Lovell using every bit of the racing surface so far here in this heat race. Cross flags for your race leader, Jimmy Bird, in the 15, all the way here in Beaumont, Texas from Louisiana. Smoke coming from the 15 of Jimmy Bird with 2 laps to go. He's going to try to hold on for the white flag. Looks maybe like he's burning some oil as it picks up when he goes into the corner. Hopefully that will hold on. Trying to hold on to it. Jimmy Bird with Randy Lovell in the 83 coming hard out of turn 4 on the gas. Jimmy Bird in the 15 picking up your second street stock heat race. Turn 4, Joe Fisher in the gas, but as is Taylor Hunter.
Why did you start on the front row?
Taylor Hunter to a quick start right there, leading them down into turns 1 and 2, but here is the 57 of Kevin Carl and Mark Asher in the 74. Carl looking to the inside of Asher through turns 3 and 4, easy on the gas. They're going to touch. And Mark Asher trying to hold on to that 74. 57 didn't look to have much control of that machine on the exit and just whips the 74 of Mark Asher. Kevin Carl in the 57, hitting some bumps in 1 and 2 out front. Looking good, catching up to some lap traffic is the 3 of Taylor Hunter. Taylor Hunter always fast, as is brother Nick Hunter. I spoke with him earlier. Nick Hunter, they blew theirs up last night. So now they're down to 1 car, and Taylor is going to get the shoe. Reeling in the 74 of Mark Asher. Taylor Hunter diving way up high, cutting down low, getting a great run out of turn 2 to pass lap traffic 74, Mark Asher. White flag waving for Taylor Hunter, the number 3. Here we go. Holding on. He's trying to run every little bit of the racing service that he can. Feeling out a couple different lines out of turn 4. Here we go. Checkered flag for the number 3 of Taylor Hunter. Is ready to drop right here. Nice and stacked up tight. Veach sets them loose, leading them down into turns 1 and 2. Side by side is Veach and Penny. Through the first corner, a little bump right there opens the door for the 12 of Corey Babbitt. Babbitt looking once again to the bottom. Big bump there from Veach, and that's going to be enough to unsettle the car and rupture up that momentum. Side by side is Corey Babbitt and Willie Veach Jr. Babbitt in the bumps and not getting out of the gas. So Corey Babbitt is your new race leader in that number 12. As the viral video from YouTube says, I'm just going to send it, and that he does. Two laps to go for your race leader, the 12 of Corey Babbitt out front. Stayed in the gas in some ruts and made it work out in his favor. We're going to get out during intermission. We're going to try and get a heavy truck on there and get our school bus and pack that down a little bit more as there's moisture underneath it. And so it's just kind of starting to rut up just a little bit too much where it could be an issue. White flag for the 12 of Corey Babbitt. In 3, round the bottom out of turn 4. Ladies and gentlemen, put it together for the number 12 of Mr. Corey Babbitt. Green flag drops John Weibel. In the gas down into turns 1 and 2. McDonald on the bottom, as is Gilly. And here comes the 22 of Tracy Denby Sr. We do stay clean and green through lap number 1 right now. John Weibel out front, the Mid-County Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram 18. Trying to put a little real estate between he and the white and red 94 of J.J. McDonald. But here comes the 42 of Chase Gilly. Always fast, right around the bottom, hanging it out on the back end is the 94 McDonald. Side by side, we go into turns 1 and 2. McDonald up to the top, Gilly right around the bottom. Gilly with a run and the spot down the backstretch. Gilly has the advantage into turns 3 and 4. We go right now. And he's not going to have any pressure there from the 94 of McDonald for a little bit, as he's just stretched a couple links between he and McDonald. Chase Gilly and that nice and bright 42. Easily to see on this sunny day here in Beaumont, Texas. Here in the third place spot on the exit of turn 3 right now down the front stretch into 1 and 2. Tracy Denby Sr. in the 22, carrying that left front a little bit in turns 3 and 4. McDonald, car looks a little tight, doesn't want to rotate, and that's going to cause him to lose some ground on the 22 of Denby Sr. Last race we were down here, Tracy Denby Sr. got the job done in stellar fashion. It was a no contest. Denby Sr. all the way, and jokes were made that Junior just lost his ride, but it could be up for grabs again, as Denby Senior's now looking at a third place spot right here, your leader. In turns 3, getting ready to come out of turn 4 with a white flag waving, taking the checker, the 18 of John Weibel. Here we go, the green is in the air. Can Howard get it done? Will Holly take it away, or will Breezy reclaim some dominance here at GTRP? 3 wide through turns 1 and 2. Here comes Billy Gould. Billy Gould in the 60 and the 444. Get a little touch and go. Hundle in that 444, but Justin Collins out front, giving Howard Willis in the 23 a run for his money. Gould goes around on the exit of turn 2 all by himself. Caution flag's going to come on out. Here we go. Eddie Holly in the 20 to the outside of the 23 of Howard Willis. Howard to the bottom. Holly looking for 3 wide. Doesn't get it. Great run there from the 23 of Howard Willis. Willis sticking to the bottom. Up to the high side is Justin Collins in the 86. Willis gaining a little bit of an advantage side by side down the front stretch into turns 1 and 2 we go. Collins up high once again. A little bit of dust there. And the 23 of Willis finds a little bit of moisture to get a run on the exit of 2. Can he do it again on 4? Yes, he does. New race leader, the 23 of Howard Willis. Collins definitely not giving up right now. Within striking distance is that bright yellow 86. Just about a lane or 2 above Howard, trying to peek into the inside. He's got him down on the back bumper. Justin Collins has it figured out. Willis pushes up. The door was open for Collins, but he was not able to walk on through. White flag waving for the race leader, Howard Willis in the 23. So that moisture that we talked about earlier is coming on up, causing the corners to rut up a little bit. We're going to get it packed down. Checkered flag waving for the 23 of Howard Willis. 21, your race leader and pole sitter not paying attention on the start. Cody Swear in the 50 leads them down to the turns 1 and 2 with David Weibel and Tyler King right there with him. Last non-sanctioned 600 race we had, Cody Swear got out here and spanked these guys, looking to maybe do it again here this afternoon, as he's out front with about a half a stretch on the second place of David Weibel in the 18. Side by side, David Weibel and Tyler King. Battles heating up right here for the second place spot. White flag waving for the 50 of Cody Swear. We've done some eliminating, and that 81 in the second place spot is going to be 31 of Tyler King. Checkered flag crossing right there is Cody Swear. 18. Savannah Lovell in the gas here with the 31, the X of Gary King to her outside the 77W. And going around there is Brad Wells and the 198 of Blake Seals in the third place spot. Savannah on the gas and the brakes. She gets in the gas. She reels in Gary. Hits the brakes because she gets to Gary. Great run may be here for Savannah Lovell in the 83. She ran hard last weekend at Battleground, trying to carry over some of that success here tonight. Savannah looking to the inside of Gary King. Will she have enough laps to get it done? Cross flags halfway home with a 198 of Blake Seals. Starting to get a groove going. He's got a little rhythm. Can he make it work to reel in the 83 of Lovell? Well, she's got her own battle going on in her head, trying to find a way to reel in. There goes the yellow flag. Go back, green flag racing. Things change when all of a sudden you re-rack everybody. Lovell hitting a rut there, and now side by side is Lovell and Seals. So Lovell makes the mistake in turns 1 and 2, and Blake Seals said, I ain't got time for that, and passes her up, and now they are both on the leader. Blake Seals says, get out of my way, old man. Gary King there in the X, holding them down, trying to shut that bottom lane down. All right, so Robin is racing. All right. Gary King gave Blake a little touch of the wall, and then in 3 and 4, Blake gave Gary a little tap. A good little rivalry starting to shape up between these two as the checkered flag waves on the X of Gary King. Folks, the green is up and the throttle is down. It's his showtime. Estes makes a mistake in turns 1 and 2, opens the door for the 17 of Dustin Hawkins. Dustin said, thank you, tips his hat and walks right on through. Now Estes reeling him back in. 138 of Kay Lee back out here after losing a right rear wheel from hitting the wall on the backstretch. And speaking of the wall, it gathers up the 83 of Estes. Hawkins going all the way up high. Estes around on his own in the 83. Keeps going. Green flag is going to stay out. And the 138 of Kay Lee inherits that second place spot. Same spot right there. Kay Lee goes around just where the 83 of Estes goes. So now Kay Lee's going to have to hold on to his line right there and not let any of that real estate go to waste between he and Brittany Owens. Cross flags halfway home for your race leader out front. And the 17, Dustin Hawkins. Won last week here in the rookie limited modified class. pardon me there, did some fact checking, and he won the first night out. Corey Neal Jr., who is not with us here this weekend, won last weekend, so he already has a feature win under his belt, trying to make it 2 with 2 laps to go. He's liking the higher line of the racing surface. White flag waving for Dustin Hawkins. In 3, out of turn 4, the 17 of Dustin Hawkins, heat race number 2 win. Slow pace, very, very slow. Don Burton, 155 out front with the 30 of Jeff Castile to the outside. The 11F bouncing all over the place is Bernard Finney. And Castile a little bit into the wall. Side by side is Finney and Castile, as is Tankersley in the 99 and the 9J of Parker right to the inside. Cody Tankersley in the 99 trying to reel in and to get into that top 3 right now, but Bernard Finney has the bottom locked down. Bouncing all over the place is Finney and the 9J of Caston Parker. Finney and Tankersley side by side once again. Castile in the 30. Holding on to that second place spot. 11F of Finney hits the same bumps, and that opens the door for the 99 of Cody Tankersley, but Tankersley gets in the dust and slows on down, and a lot of smoke pouring out from the 30 of Jeff Castile. "9J" slowing down a little bit. That's Caston Parker running around the top. Side by side here for your battle for the second place spot. Finney to the bottom, and the outside is Cody Tankersley. Finney hits the bumps once again. Keeps the car settled a little bit better this time. And Parker riding the top, trying to finish this race out. 2 laps to go for your race leader, the 155 of Don Burton. Cody Tankersley in the 99 not giving up, trying to make that pass clean with real estate between him, and that he does. Advantage. Tankersley into turns 3 and 4. He's found his stride with where he wants to be as the white flag waves for the 155 of Don Burton.
Here they come, 93. Here they come. There we go.
Don Burton right there around the bottom of the tires through turns 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Keeping it nice and smooth, flag to flag. The 155 of Don Burton gets the first heat race. It is showtime. Guillory asleep at the wheel, and the 41 of Velasco goes around the inside on the front stretch. So Olin Holder the 4th is your race leader right now. Dylan Alasco in the 41 trying to reel him in. Side by side is Alasco and Holder. And Dylan looks to get the run. Not anymore, as we are side by side for the race lead. Here we go. Single file. We are for the first 4 cars. Randy Lovell in that 83 trying to get something together to reel in the 63 of Paul Vanderpool. Vanderpool now closing on Olin Holder the 4th in that number 39 machine there for the second place spot. Vanderpool trying to stay patient and try to see if that door will open for him. I guess he's trying to play the ruts. Speaking of playing the ruts, right there, Olin Holder hitting the bouncing, and that hood is flapping all over the place. Hopefully it does not come off, because if it does, caution flag on him to the back. And there goes the 63 of Paul Vanderpool to the inside of Holder. Vanderpool holds him off, gets some distance between he and third place. Now he has breathing room to try to work on his line to reel in the 41 of Dylan Alasko. Alasko out front, taking the white flag right here. Out of turn 4, folks. One more lap and 4 more turns. Can Dylan Puddin Alasko hold on to this one? In turns 3 and out of 4, folks, put it together for Dylan Puddin Alasko. Again, here, the green flag in the air. John Parker in the number 9, taking the high line around, getting the momentum on the exit right, smooth around TJ Downey, the number 4. Downey looks to the inside, checks the brakes, as does Parker a little bit on the exit. We do stay clean and green through the first lap here at GTRP. Dalton Faulkner trying the higher line of the racing surface, trying to follow John Parker to the front, and that's going to be a good line right there. But Dalton Faulkner off the wall with nowhere to go is Ryan Roberts. Roberts gets the touch and go on Faulkner, and the steering wheel came off on the 27. So the steering wheel came off when the 27 of Faulkner hit the wall, and that's kind of a little interesting thing right there, if your steering wheel comes off. But we do stay clean and green. Parker up front by himself with Downey right behind him, and the caution flag is going to come out on the 27 of Dalton Faulkner. Room trying to work on his driving. New to this class. He's only got about 3 nights in this car, trying to work on figuring it out. Dalton Faulkner side by side with the 4 of Thomas Downey. Old TJ's right there around the bottom, and Faulkner's all the way back up to the second place spot by himself, though. Your leader and the number 9, John Parker, the 3rd. Parker is all the way from Alexandria, Louisiana. They tried to race here at GTRP yesterday, and we rained out, so they went to Cleveland. They saw that we were going to race this afternoon, so they said, well, hey, look, let's just stay the night in the RV and race Beaumont on the way home, and that they did. Here they are. They were over at the Academy in Beaumont working on all 3 of their cars to get them ready to come out here this afternoon. And now, opportunity here for Parker to get a heat race win. First time on the track at GTRP with 1 lap to go. Dalton Faulkner in the 27 peeking down to the inside. Can Parker hold on? Faulkner and Parker side by side. Close one down here to the finish. Parker working the low line. Here we go at the flag stand. By a little bit of a hair, it looked like Parker had him. Renfro and the 51 of Chris Jacks. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. The green is in the air. Side by side is Ron Brown and Scott Barber through turns 1 and 2. Here comes Ron Brown. Leaf Springs are digging deep. He touches Randy. And there goes Lovell. Caution flag comes out. No laps complete. Is in the air, folks. Here we go. 9-11 and Nathan Renfro pushing the C1 of Craig Enderly down the front straight, saying, hey, Jack, get out of my way. And there goes Renfro to the outside of Scott Barber. All right, so we stay clean and green this time by. Maybe this will be the restart that we will use to get it done. But out front, 007 of Corey Neal. Running the bottom nice and slow and smooth with the 911 of Nathan Renfro right behind him. So the clear skies and bright sunshine has really started to take a toll here on the racing surface, taking that moisture out. A little bit of dust starting to rise up here from the quarter-mile high banks, Golden Triangle Raceway Park. .911 of Nathan Renfro slowly chipping away at the lead of Corey Neal. Renfro now sees the opportunity there. Corey Neal opened the door, and Renfro trying to walk right in, scrubbing and rubbing a little bit is Neal and Renfro. Corey Neal gets that inside line and chops that down. 1 and 2 once again. This is the same spot where Renfro eased up side by side of Neal. It's not going to happen in 1 and 2 down the backstretch. 007 of Corey Neal doing his thing the best he can. Not moving that line. Just trying to block his way into victory lane. All right, the 51 machine of Chris Jacks. Here we go, opportunity right here. Spoke with Howard Willis earlier this afternoon, and he gave me a little tidbit. Slow cars decide who wins, and that is true in some situations. May that lap car come into play again with 2 laps to go? I think not. So our leaders are out front, all on their lonesome, battling here for the race lead from the start. Now the C1 of Craig Enderly could come into play here as the white flag waves, and Renfro gives a good scrub on the 007 of Neal. Corey Neal trying to hold on, poking the inside. Renfro looking for anything that he can find right now, folks. He just cut the tire of the 007 of Corey Neal, folks. Here we are out of turn 4 at the flag stand. Corey Neal and the 007 getting the feature win. Out of turn 4, green is in the air and the throttle is down. It is showtime. Hunter Veach. There's Carl to the bottom, 3 wide for a minute. Turns 1 and 2. There goes Kevin Carl real quick up to the wall. Carl once again swinging way high in turns 3 and 4. And he gets it back going. We stay clean and green. Around goes the 3 of Taylor Hunter. And we'll see what he's going to do here. Gets back going. So we stay clean and green, keeping that dreaded yellow caution flag out. The 12 of Corey Babbitt inheriting the lead. 41 of Willie Veach Jr. trying to work around lap traffic. That's the 57 of Kevin Carl side by side. Veach to the bottom. Nice and smooth. We stay. Through turns 3 and 4, trying to reel in the fast. Corey Babbitt. Kevin Carl hitting a little bit of a rut that decided to come back. We packed him down a little bit during the end of intermission. And around goes Kevin Carl once again. Almost gets back in the gas to tag the 04.
Yellow, turn 4. Yellow.
But here we go. Green is in the air once again. Babbitt by himself, the 04 there of Joseph Penny in the second place spot with Mark Asher and the 3 of Taylor Hunter on the way. Asher and Penny on the brakes, but on the gas is the 3 of Taylor Hunter. Hunter ended up going to the back and losing a lot of ground after spinning out in turns 3 and 4 with the opportunity to try to reel them leaders back in here as we are now only 4 or 5 laps down. There's the 7 around, and that's Shane Jenkins bringing out yet another car. And Taylor Hunter going to try to change the luck. Taylor Hunter, the number 3, with a great jump off the restart. Already on the back bumper of the 04 of Joseph Penny. Penny to the bottom, as is Hunter. Eight laps down right now, and battle heating up here. For the 4th place spot, inside is the 52 of Dawson Fisher and the 74 of Mark Asher. Asher right then lost a lot of ground on the 52 of Fisher. Back up front, battle for second, heating up with Joseph Penny in the 04 and the 3 of Taylor Hunter. Hunter goes up a lane or two, hits a big bump though in 1 and 2. Taylor Hunter in the number 3 trying to do anything that he can to get a run on the 04 Joseph Penny as we have 2 laps to go. Corey Babbitt is still up front by himself with about a half a track on second. Joseph Penny hanging on here. White flag waving for the 12 of Corey Babbitt. Left with no one in front of him, folks. Here he is on a turn for the 12. Picking up Mod Light win, Mr. Corey Babbitt. Travis Hundle and the 22X of Scott Brown. The green flag is in the air, folks. It is showtime. John Weibel gets dumped by the 42 of Chase Gilly. And that's going to bring our first caution of the night. Complete restart. 42 of Gilly charged with a caution. That is his first. Gilly a little rough here this afternoon. Hopefully that will get situated as the 22 of Tracy Denby Sr. to the inside of the 42 of Gilly. Right there with him is the 23 of Howard Willis. Gilly out of the racing groove allows the 71 of Breezy good to get past him here. Now with the 20 of Eddie Holly to the inside of Gilly. Gilly there in the 42. Everyone on the brakes around the corners, keeping it nice and slow, trying to be smooth here. Here comes the 86 of Justin Collins trying to work his way into the mix. This is going to be a one-liner. Follow the leader for the most part. We'll see if anyone tries another line. But the action and the fireworks have been around the 42 of Chase Gilly. Battle shaping up, though, here in the third place spot between Tracy Denby Sr. and the 71 of Chase Breezy. Breezy looking for a line inside of Tracy Denby Sr. It is not there. Side by side, though, down the backstretch into turns 3 and 4 is Chase Gilly and Justin Collins. The dust making it a little hard to see. The wind has slowed down, so it's not blowing out very much. And Gilly to the inside, trying to hold on and keep that line, as that is the one that Collins wants. .42 of Gilly. Here we go. Green flag is in the air. Visibility is becoming a factor here in the corners. Everyone on the brakes through them. That's the group right there out front that we got to watch. If one mistake is made, they will be freight trained and that spot will be gone. Here comes a run, and the 18 of John Weibel makes that mistake. And here comes the 23 of Howard Willis and the 22 of Tracy Denby Sr. right around. And 71 of Chase Breezy to the inside of the 18 of John Weibel. Weibel, something not going in his favor here this afternoon. Mistake there by the 22 of Tracy Denby Sr. opens that real estate for Howard up front. However, Chase Breezy has been on the move. Cross flags halfway home. There is enough time for the circumstances to change for those guys up front. Howard out front, just trying to hold that line and not let anyone get that opportunity to get to the inside. Lap car right here, 11 of Mallory Wishart may come into play. Mistake by Tracy Denby Sr. Loses ground, and now 71 of Chase Breezy a little bit more on the heels of Denby Sr. side by side with lap traffic. Back underway. We're going to just know that Chase Breezy with a good run, and then Denby Sr. on the brakes. So we are just going to chalk the nickname up for this weekend to the Dust Bowl, as all the moisture has really started to go out of that bottom groove. No one has ventured out any higher. During the heat races, there was a little bit of a top line that was working, but that doesn't seem to be the case right now. 5 laps to go. John Weibel in the 18 lost ground after that car slowed down on its own. It really went to about pretty much half the power, but he seems to be having things going right now in his direction a little bit better in his direction, shall we say in his favor. But who has something in his favor is the 71 of Chase Breezy, reeling in the 22 of Tracy Denby Sr. There's a mistake by Senior on the exit, but Breezy has to hit the brakes. .42 of Chase Gilly has been our fireworks display here this afternoon. 22X of Scott Brown looking to the inside of Gilly. And there goes Scott Brown. Scott Brown gives Gilly a little bit of a rub, and now Gilly, 22 of Scott Brown. Scott Brown there with the mistake. As the white flag waves here on your race leader, the 23 of Howard Willis into turns 1 and 2 with lap traffic, the 11 of Mallory Wishart. Wishart staying high out of the racing groove. This is exactly what Howard needed. Lap car between he and second, white flag. Here we are through turns 3 and 4, and Howard Willis in the 23 getting the win. 71. The number 10 of Mr. Lundy going to try to change that luck. And here we go. Lundy goes way high. Goes way high again, and Patrick Lundy takes a tumble. I'm by, and we do. Out front, Cody Swear with the 31 of Tyler Turbo King. Robert Herbert and David Weibel right there with him. King goes way high, and that opens the door for David Weibel, but here comes Tyler King with a good run into turns 3 and 4 off the momentum from the top of 1 and 2. There goes Tyler to the bottom. Hitting the rut there is David Weibel. He does stay in control of that machine. David flirting with that wall a little bit, and there goes Tyler King in the 31 to the second place spot. It seems that the 50 of Cody Swear is in his own time zone, and there goes the infield, the 31 of Tyler King. And now your second place is the 18 of David Weibel. Cody Swear looking good here in the non-sanctioned 600 mini sprint race. He's got a straightaway on second place and looking to try and build on that. Two laps to go here for Cody Swear out front, now extending to a half a track on David Weibel. White flag waving here for Cody. Next time right in front of the flag stand. One more lap to hold on to this one. He's just got to hit his mark, stay nice and smooth. And that'll get it done here for Cody Swear. Checkered flag waving. Feature winner right there, number 50. Here we go. It's showtime. It's going to be a race to turns 1 and 2, and who's going to get to the bottom groove first? There goes the 83 of Lovell to the inside, passing Cade Lee and Dustin Hawkins in one move. Hawkins hits the back quarter panel with nowhere to go. Mistake made by Blake, and there is the 17 working his way around. Something not right there for the 198 of Blake Seals as he gives up the lead quickly, and around goes another car, and he's going to park it. 14 more to go. Blake leads him down into turns 1 and 2, hits the rut, tries to recover with a run, is the 17 of Hawkins. The 138 of Cade Lee with a good little run into turns 1 and 2, but lost the momentum. Here he comes again now, challenging the 198 of Blake Seals. Right on the back of the 138, here is the 83 of Savannah. Ain't got time for that level. Trying to get back up there into the mix. Cade Lee goes around. The tractor tire slides under him, and he's just out there doing donuts. Hopefully, he looks like he's looking for the caution. Here we are back underway. Single file restart this time now. Around goes Danny Estes in the 83E, gets back under power. Green flag stays out, and the caution in the back pocket. 138 of Kaylee works his way around the 77W of Brad Wells. Savannah Lovell in the 83 trying to get her a little bit of breathing room to the inside of Blake Seals. There's Savannah to the inside. She had a line right there. Here is her opportunity to the inside and out of turn 4. Savannah Lovell gets that second place spot and now has her sights set on the 17 and 83. Has a flat.
I'll tell you now.
And she's going to come on into the infield and keep that caution flag away. And the 198 of Blake Seals back in the second place spot. Seventeen Dustin Hawkins trying to keep control and not give up too much speed. He has started to bobble a little bit on his smoothness, and he's got to get that out of his head and reel things back in between his ears.
You got more than your right front.
And that's the 22B of Brittany Owens that comes on into the infield. Dustin Hawkins out front by himself with plenty of breathing room between he and second place of Blake Seals. The Dust Bowl continues with one class left, and that's going to be the factory stocks. We are now 12 laps in, going to 15. Hawkins just has to keep consistent, keep his nose clean, and he can get it done. 2 more to go right now.
2 to go.
Next week, folks, don't forget, we'll be back out here on Saturday night. Race is going to start at 7 p.m. White flag waves for 17, Dustin Hawkins. Next week will be the ASCS Gulf South region. As the checkered flag waving right here for the number 17 of Mr. Dustin Hawkins. Here we go. Dylan Alasko leads them down into turns 1 and 2. Stop and go right around the bottom. There's a run by the 27 of Dalton Faulkner. TJ Downey and the number 4 into the infield, going around sideways. Where we are, tap and go. 11F of Bobby Finney is around, facing the wrong way. So your race leader there in the number 9 out front, John Parker III. Shug Parker with the 41 of Dylan Alasko on the chase. Alasko looking down into the inside.
41. 24's lap now. 39.
Dylan getting a little warning there with the black flag saying, hey, simmer down. Dalton Faulkner works his way around the 39 of Olin Holder IV, as does the 155 of Don Burton. Faulkner now trying to reel in that second place spot. Caution flag comes out, 1 in the dust. Here we are, green is in the air. Shug Parker leading them down into turns 1 and 2 with Dylan Alasko in the 41 on the chase. As is the fast Dalton Faulkner in the 27. Touch and go right here, Don Burton trying to get around Olin Holder IV, and there also is the 93 machine, all the way from Alexandria, Louisiana as well. Mr. Caston Parker in the hunt. Up front, though, Dalton Faulkner in the 27 getting a run out of turn number 2. Right now, Shug Parker going to try to hold on. Dalton Faulkner is coming. Faulkner hits the ruts. Dylan Alasko right here with an opportunity. They're rubbing a little bit. Dylan trying to get some momentum right here. Dalton Faulkner working the 41 of Alasko looking for every little bit of racing surface that they can race on right now. Down into the bottom of turns 1 and 2. Things are starting to get a little bit rough, shall we say. Dalton Faulkner in that 27 losing ground on the 41 of Velasco. Back a little bit in the pack. Here comes the 4 of Thomas Downey Jr. TJ looking for a little bit of room here. He pushes up way high out of the racing groove and gets freight trained with Wes Downey in the number 47.
Here comes the rest of them.
Getting on by Don Burton, Olin Holder the 4th, and Wes Downey right there in that group. They get past lap traffic.
All right, 93, you're clear. You want to go in?
And Don Burton just on the brakes, holding that bottom line, not allowing anything to happen.
127, the leaders are on top of you.
Back up front out of turn 4, lap traffic. The 127 has lap traffic. Shug Parker and the number 9 from Alexandria, Louisiana, and Puddin Dylan Alaska work their way past the lap car nice and clean. So the battle for the race lead is going to stay uninterrupted right here. Thomas Downey stopped atop the bottom of turns 1 and 2. We are back underway. Olin Holder the 4th on the back bumper, the 155 of Don Burton. And Burton not giving him an inch, and the Downies are trying to work their way up, but can't get an inside line past Olin Holder the 4th. Out front, Dalton Faulkner in the 27 looking for a line around the 41 of Dylan Alaska. He can get that nose right inside the left rear quarter panel, but that is about it. Your top 3 holding their lines nice and tight and driving it hard as the 27 of Faulkner. Back in the pack a little bit, the 4 of Thomas Downey Jr. to the inside of Olin Holder the 4th. Side by side out of turn 4. Now Don Burton's going to have to worry about the 4 of TJ Downey. And Downey gives him the little bump and run. He keeps working that back bumper. And Downey gets to the inside of Don Burton Jr. 2 laps to go for your race leader. Lap car goes up to the high side, keeps the battle for the lead uninterrupted. So John Parker III, all the way from Alexandria, Louisiana, taking the white flag here at GTRP. Dylan Alaska trying to find anything that he can, but it doesn't look like it's going to be the night of Alaska. They've won every race this year, but not this one. Getting it done, checkered flag waving for the number 9 of John Parker III.